Hey, what's up guys? So I just want to give you a little behind the scenes, some things that I'm working on right now as far as improving my performance that can definitely be applied to your game, and give you guys some more tips and just kind of a little day-to-day rundown of some of the things that I'm doing. So right now I'm about to kick into a kind of a rejuvenation, if you will. I would say one of my weaknesses is that I'm not always the healthiest eater. I eat pretty healthy overall, but I like fast food, and I'm trying to kick that habit. And I just got done going on about a week-long vacation. So, you know, when you're out and about, it's harder to eat well. So I've been trying to kick off this thing with a herbal cleanse, basically. And what I'm doing for that is I'm using something by Advocare. You can check out the shaker bottle here. I got my fiber drink in there. It's basically a 10-day cleanse. I've done it before. The results were fantastic. I actually did it years ago one summer, and I ended up dunking 360s for the first and only time ever. So, you know, obviously it made me a little lighter on my feet, gets a lot of that garbage out of your stomach, and it just made me feel a lot better, fresher, quicker, everything moving more easily. So I'm really looking forward to doing this again. I've been doing some other like juice cleanses since that time, but I finally coming back around to doing one of the herbal cleanses again. So basically all it is you take this right here. There's 2 packs of pills. You take one before bed and one right away in the morning. You take like a probiotic, basically that gets good bacteria going back in your stomach. So all the food that you're eating, you know, is better digested, and your body can use the nutrients in it. Because when you start eating a lot of crap, basically a lot of that just sticks to your stomach, and you get this lining on the walls of your intestines and your organs, and you won't digest the food the way your body needs to. So taking a probiotic will help with that, and then the rest of the cleansing tablets in there and whatnot are going to help you get rid of a lot of that stuff as well. And of course the fiber drink will help with that, and it'll help you you know, make sure that you're you know, getting rid of all that extra stuff, and it also helps you makes you feel more full throughout the day. Now on top of that, you're supposed to eat very healthy, which I'm gonna do. This is gonna hopefully help me kick my fast food habit. I'm gonna be doing, you know, lots of fruits, vegetables, grains, things like that, some eggs, a little bit of meats and stuff like that as well, to make sure I'm getting my protein in. So here's what I'm doing for breakfast. Got a little halo orange here. I love these halos. Fantastic. I'm gonna be eating some I got some avocados in here. Good healthy fat that you can get in to, you know, make sure you're getting, you know, something filling in throughout your day. And it's a, you know, technically it's a fruit. A lot of people think of it as a vegetable, but it's technically a fruit, but a great way to get some healthy fats in your body and keep you full. And then I'm gonna have a little bit of coffee. Normally I do Spark from Advocare before I work out, but I'm gonna do some coffee just to switch things up. And then I'm also got a little bowl of oatmeal in here. Here's a little hack for you if you want to try to make your oatmeal healthy. I just put a little bit of cinnamon in there and a little bit of allspice, not too much. You can get both of them at the grocery store if you don't have them, and just pour them in your oatmeal, and it makes things a lot healthier, but still add some flavor for you. So if you're not a big oatmeal fan, I highly suggest you try it with this recipe, and, you know, just sprinkle it in. I don't even measure it. It's just quicker to just sprinkle it in, and it's delicious, and once again, it's healthy. So if you aren't getting oatmeal in, I highly suggest you do it. It's filling without having too many calories, especially if you're looking to drop a little bit of weight. And in case you're wondering, you know, you might be wondering, like, why are you trying to lose weight? Like, I'm a pretty skinny guy. Yeah, I'm pretty skinny, but there's definitely, I can tell, like, I have some digestive issues. Like, sometimes certain things just don't sit well in my stomach. And I can tell, you know, the difference as far as, you know, in my definition in my body and my muscles, that, you know, I'm not quite as lean and cut as I could be. And while I'm doing this, I'm not looking to just get, like, you know, like crazy skinny. I'm also looking to, you know, keep lifting weights, get stronger, get a little bit bigger as well. So at the same time of cutting, I'm looking to actually, you know, get a little bit more definition and still improve my strength. So that's kind of some of the reasons I'm looking to do this, just to clean out the system and, you know, help boost my performance. And I wanted to give you a quick shot here of the ground cinnamon, just so you can see kind of like what they look like. And there is the allspice. So those are the 2 main things that I just add to my oatmeal. Just add a little bit of flavor without adding any sugar, and they're both good for you. All right, guys, so I'm about to go head out to play some pickup basketball. As you can see, I'm on the highway right now in real small town area, country. That's where I'm going to play basketball, is in a really small town called St. Cloud. Basically, there's this little bunch of cities kind of within 10 miles of each other, and it's called the Holy Land. That's kind of where I grew up. I grew up in the country. If you guys want to see more about like where I grew up and stuff like that, I can definitely show you that, so you can get an idea of like where I practice, how I practice, my handles and whatnot, and things I did, because I'm sure some of you guys aren't in big cities or whatnot. But yeah, I'm going to play some pickup basketball in the city called St. Cloud. Most of the guys are guys that I grew up with around my age. I'm 35 years old, so I kind of keep my pickup games a little bit lighter now. I mean, I still go pretty intense, but not as hard as I used to when I was younger, which is why, like a lot of you guys ask for like, game footage of me. You don't see too much of that anymore because my games aren't super intense like they used to be when I was younger. So, it could be some fun footage, but I don't think you guys would like really, go crazy over it like maybe like 5-10 years ago, which is why I always just direct you guys the links from my old videos. After tearing my Achilles about 2 years ago, that kind of slowed things down for me quite a bit, and I realized I need to stay healthy for you guys so I can still keep making videos, with drills and programs and stuff like that for you guys. So I keep it a little bit lighter. But yeah, about the pickup game, this is something, a great tip I want to give for you guys is I get a lot of players asking me, they say, Coach, I'm good in practice, but I'm not in games. Well, first of all, you need to make sure you're getting time in playing actual games, because that's how you learn to read a defender, to react to a defender, get confidence level in the game, to, not feel uncomfortable when a defender pressures you. Just get used to all those different types of situations that are going to happen in a game. You really need to get in a game and do those things. Now, and the other end of that is also I highly recommend you get in, some type of reactional skill training where you have to focus on something else and, external objects. A lot of people like to rip on, make fun of using gear in your workouts, but I really like using gear because it forces you to focus on other things while dribbling the basketball, and takes the intensity and the mental aspect of it up quite a bit, and it makes things a little bit more difficult that way. So when game time comes, you're more at ease and you're used to those types of situations where there's other things going on, and the stakes are a little higher and things are a little bit more difficult. So when game time comes, things feel a lot easier. And then the other thing is, I always tell you guys about, using individual skill work, getting time in. So, there's a big balance in this equation of making sure you get enough time in with your playing games, and you also have to make sure you're putting in enough time working on, individual skill practice. Because if you think about it, if you play for 60 minutes and you're playing in a game of, let's say, 3-on-3, there's, 3 players on your team. That means you're going to get the ball about 1/6 of the time, because the other team's gonna have the ball about half the time too. Meaning you touch the basketball about 10 minutes in an hour when you're playing an entire game. So think about that. If you were to spend that 60 minutes working on individual skill work, think about how much more practice you get on your handles, how much more practice you get in on working on that jump shot, all the little things that you want to work on. So that's why it's important to put that into the equation too, because you just simply cannot get the reps in of the individual skills while playing in a pickup game. But yeah, as far as pickup footage of me, in a game goes, you guys have been requesting that quite a bit. So maybe one of these days I'll get a little something for you guys just so you can kind of see where my game is at nowadays. But again, I keep things a little bit lighter now and just kind of work on my skills more and, get a little bit of pickup in here and there when my body's feeling good. And here's a real quick look for you guys just so you can see kind of like what I'm talking about, the area that I'm hitting up here for this pickup game. Like I said, small town. The city I'm in now has a fairly decent population, a little bit bigger. It's called Fond du Lac. Actually, it's crazy because the population is like 40,000 people, so it's a real small, city. I mean, it's still a city, but it's not really big like, like a New York or Chicago or whatever. And I still get a lot of players coming out from, because of YouTube. You guys watching these videos, and I get a lot of players coming in from out of state wanting to train and whatnot, especially in the summer. This last summer I had kids coming from Alabama, Philadelphia, I'm trying to remember where else, a couple other states, but a lot of people coming in from out of town. So it's just crazy to see how powerful the internet is and how I'm able to reach out and help a lot of players from all over. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I just want to give you guys a quick look at the area that I grew up playing basketball in. And if you ever want to see like some of the pickup areas that I used to play growing up, I can definitely just give you a little like some stories and show you the courts that I used to play on growing up and how things I did to improve my game and how I improved my game when I was younger. But I'm about to hit this gym As you can see, it's right over here. This building past the barn here. This next one right here is the gym I'm gonna be hitting up. All right, so just got done playing pickup ball, literally just leaving the gym right now. Played for a good hour and a half, 2 hours. It was a good run. I'm a lot faster than a lot of the guys my age now that I grew up with, so that helps. So it makes it, you know, easy to get past guys. That's a great tip too, just for even kids younger. Like if you have athleticism, that's one a lot of people don't realize, I think, is if you have good athleticism, that's a huge part of being a great ball handler. That's what can allow you to get past a lot of defenders. Unless you're like Steph Curry, who's got a real quick release shot where guys have to play tight on you. He doesn't have to rely quite as much on athleticism because he doesn't need to have, you know, he kind of draws the defender in because he can shoot so quick. So it makes it easier for him to get past the guy. However, a guy like Kyrie, he's a pretty good shooter, but he doesn't have that quite as quick of a shot as like Steph Curry. So for him, he's got to rely a little bit more on athleticism, first step quickness. Allen Iverson was that way. Russell Westbrook is that way. A lot of the great ball handlers, what they can do on the dribble is because of what they can do with their feet, their athleticism, and their ability to have an explosive first step to get past guys. So that's what I was using a lot today. Just basically measuring my guy up and trying to inch in towards him until I knew I could get past him. And then from there, you just blow by him. You just kind of, you know, take that explosive first step and, you know, take advantage of that athleticism. Don't try to overuse, you know, so much dribble moves. If you know you got the angle to get by your guy and you got the legs to get past him because you're quicker and you have a, you know, a long first step, do it, you know. And then a lot of times when you start doing that, now if you sell a good hard fake, guys are going to go flying because they know you cover a lot of ground on that first step. Now you got wide open jump shots. So that was freeing up a bunch of jump shots for me. And at that point, you can basically have your way with your defender. So that's a simple tip is, you know, work on your athleticism with your legs. And if you already have athleticism, use it to your advantage. That's just my little 2 cents on, you know, what happened with pickup and some tips that can help you guys. I'll be coming back in just a little bit with some more stuff as far as, you know, what I'm doing for my diet right now. Okay, so post-workout smoothie that I'm doing. We got some kale on the bottom, frozen kale, some frozen strawberries, and frozen mango. Now, obviously, you know, frozen is cheaper, so that's why I do it, and it's, you know, easier to get it no matter what type of season you're in or whatnot. So I like to do frozen stuff with my smoothies. From there, I'm just gonna put in a little bit of water since I'm on the cleanse. Normally I'll use like almond milk or something like that, but I'm gonna use water for this one. Add that water in there, fill it up, and about good. All right, so from there, I'm just gonna put the cap on this, screw it on. If you guys don't know what this is, basically you can get, like, this one's a Ninja, you can get a blender, but you can get there's another one called like a NutriBullet. These things are fantastic. You can use these to basically make your own little personal smoothie after your workouts. I think it's great, because I used to always like chuck a whole bunch of stuff in the blender and then you put it in the fridge, and then after a day or two it just doesn't taste that good anyway, and you know, the flavor kind of goes and it just looks gross. So this way you can make it fresh each time you want to make it, and you know, be good to go. Check out all the colors too. That's a good way of actually knowing when you're getting a good, you know, balanced sources of nutrients and vitamins and stuff like that from your fruits and vegetables. By the variety of the colors is a quick way to kind of tell that. All right, so let's see what we got here. So as you can see, it's a little thick yet, which I kind of like it that way. Obviously the color isn't necessarily the best looking, but tell you what, if you're looking to get vegetables into your diet and you don't like vegetables, this is a perfect way to do it, especially if you mix it the way I did, like where you put, you know, more fruits in than vegetables. You can kind of sneak those vegetables in and not even really taste them. I can't even really taste the kale in here. I actually don't mind kale and vegetables, but this is a great way, you know, after my workout, I just want something kind of tasty, kind of sweet. So this is a good way to do that without, you know, skipping on your vegetables. So I'm gonna put this down the hatch first. I'm gonna try to chug it all in one gulp here for you guys to make it entertaining. And then I'm gonna show you what else I do for post-workout as well. Normally I don't always do a smoothie, but I try to get some carbs in, so fruit's great for that. And then from there I try to get some type of protein in, so I'm on this cleanse, I can actually still have meats and stuff like that. Just, you don't wanna have like overly processed stuff. So I'm just gonna make some eggs. I got a non-stick pan, so I'm not gonna be using any oil or anything like that, not to add any, you know, fried. You don't want any fried stuff when you're doing a cleanse or anything like that. So I'm gonna do some eggs. I'll show you that in just a second, but here we go. one gulp's not gonna happen because I'm gonna have like painful brain freeze. It might be entertaining for you guys, but not for me. Actually, before I even put in the fruits in the smoothie and have that, I have a few baby carrots and some sugar snap peas. Big fan of them. So this is what we're cooking here. Nothing. I forgot I don't have eggs. I just got back from being out of town for a week, so I don't have any eggs in the fridge because I didn't want them to go bad. So I'm not having my eggs till later. Protein's gonna have to wait, I guess. But actually, one thing you should know, and I'm gonna pull this out quick so you can see. A lot of people don't know this, but per weight, vegetables actually have a lot of protein in them. So 1 cup of these snap peas, which I could eat a ton of these because they're delicious, but that actually has 2 grams of protein. Not a ton, but it's actually, not too bad. So, I could easily get a couple cups of these in, and there's actually other ones too, like broccoli has a lot of protein in. So that's one thing to keep in mind too. Maybe you're a vegetarian or meat bothers you, or you don't want to meat right after you work out. Vegetables are actually a decent way to go for protein as well. So being that I forgot the eggs here, I'm gonna basically just go to town on some more of those snap peas, and then maybe get an avocado in here. I got some avocados right here. I'm gonna have one of them. That's gonna have a little bit of protein and some fats. And then one other thing you can do, which I'm also gonna do, almonds, nuts. All nuts are great. Also got healthy fats in both of these too. Okay, so post-workout, always got to get my foam rolling in, which I'll show you some of the things I'm going to do with this. And then I also have some stretches that I always like to do. All right, so foam rolling. Say hi to Jazz. You might remember her if you saw some of my old school videos in the basement. But so right now I'm going to show you foam rolling. Basically, the areas I really always make sure I try to hit is the hip flexor right in here. Okay, so kind of like not quite the groin, but a little bit to the outside of that. I try to hit that area, and I'll move around until I find a spot that's sore, and then I'll stay on it, the part that hurts. It sounds painful, and it kind of is, but when you get done, you'll feel so much better. So I always try to hit that. I always try to check basically everywhere on my legs, just do a quick, or I shouldn't say a slow roll over each of them to try to find spots that need work. If I find another spot, that tends to always hit it, but I always notice it's usually in my quad, and then my calf muscles I always work on. And then there's 2 stretches I always do after my workouts. One thing I found is I used to do a ton of different stretches, working on every type of muscle and trying to stretch everything after my workouts. And what I found is I have certain ones that tend to get tight. It's basically my hip flexors and my quads, and then my calves. Obviously with tearing my Achilles, a lot of that was because I had tight calf muscles and stuff like that. So those are the main things I try to do. And then I also try to do, I'll show you another thing to stretch, kind of like the top of my feet. That helps a lot. And then sometimes I'll also get some tension in my chest and my shoulders. So I always try to do stretches that pull back, and sometimes even pull back by stretching the biceps. I'll show you some of that as well. But here's what I'm gonna do. Basically, I'm just gonna come onto one side here. Actually, let me turn to the side so you can see a little better. And I'm gonna try to hit this hip flexor first. And I'm just gonna roll around real slow, moving until I find a spot that's kind of tense. There it is. And from there, I'm just gonna hold. I'm gonna hold this for, you can either take like 10 real deep, slow breaths. So like 10 times to allow the muscle to relax, gives it time, and just that deep breathing will help it relax. Or you could just, look at a clock or a watch or whatever and go for a minute each spot. So I'll do that on each side, and then from there I'll roll up and down on the quad here. Try to do just one at a time. You can stack your legs like this. That's a great way to get the quad muscle with some extra tension. If you're new to it, you might want to do both quads at the same time. That'll make it a little less intense. But I highly suggest you do foam rolling. I've noticed a huge difference in the amount of injuries I have and how my body feels. I feel more explosive, more loose, all that, just from doing some foam rolling. A lot of times I'll foam roll before I work out, but if I didn't get it in before, like this morning, because I got up kind of earlier and just had a later night, then I'll do it after. But finding the spot right there. And if you guys want to know about where you can get these foam rollers, I'll put a link down below in the description so you can check that out. But I highly recommend you use a foam roller. It can really help you prevent injury, like I said. And on top of that, just keep your body feeling better, ready to go for your next workout, your next game, making you more explosive and whatnot. But the key is that a lot of people don't do is, when they think of foam rolling as just being like this, that's not really doing much for you. You need to find the spots that are sore, and then when you find those spots that are sore, sit on it and hold it into that spot. So here's an example of how you would do calves. Basically, I like to stack. Again, you can go double if that's too intense, but I like to stack it to get that extra intensity because I've been doing it for a while. And the other thing to keep in mind is there's more dense and softer foam rollers. This is a pretty dense one. The harder the foam roller is, the more intense it's going to get into those trigger points that you have. Basically, a trigger point is those spots on your leg where it kind of hurts or feels more intense when you're on it. So right now, finding a few kind of tense spots, but nothing too crazy, which is good. There's a quick rundown. I just want to give you a quick look of how you should foam roll. And you can do this basically anywhere in your body. Sometimes I'll even hit my chest and my shoulders if they're feeling really tense and stuff like that. But now I'm going to show you a couple of the stretches I really like to do that I found have really helped me after my workouts. Alright, so this next stretch I like to do with a stability ball, but I want to show you, sometimes I'll even do it with a couch. You can use a couch to do this stretch as well. So all you're going to do though is you're going to put one leg back up on one of the couch cushions. The thing I like about a stability ball though is it's kind of, the air wants to push out, so it kind of pushes your leg up on this back foot and kind of towards you. And you can use this stretch though. The thing I like about it is you can use it to hit your hip flexor, or you can use it to hit more of your quad here. So the first way I'm going to do it is I'm basically going to put my one leg forward kneeling, and I'm just going to lean forward into it. What I found that you could do to intensify it is whichever leg is down on the ground, put your hand on the ground and then put your other hand up and reach, and then try to push your hips forward, and you should feel a big stretch all the way through here. And then I'll hold that for 30 to 40 seconds, sometimes even a minute depending on how tight I feel. And then from there what I'll do is I'll lean back onto this back foot. So you're basically trying to put your butt all the way to that leg. That'll give you a nice good quad stretch. You can even pull this leg in a little bit here to help get your balance. And then the last thing I like to do is twist. So whichever foot's forward, twist in that direction. And I try to come all the way around and put my hands on the balance ball, the stability ball, or the couch, whatever I'm using. And I'll hold that. That'll kind of hit your quad also and your hip flexor at the same time. And it'll hit it in some kind of different areas. So it's a great way to loosen up those legs and get that stride length longer. That's going to help you with your vertical jump, your first step explosiveness, your speed and running in general, your changes of direction, all that. So a must-do stretch if you want to be more athletic on the court, which who doesn't, right? And then the last thing we're going to do is a calf stretch and Achilles stretch. Those have been crucial for me. I think all basketball players, because you're going to get tight calves and Achilles, and we're seeing a lot more players having these types of issues. Kobe Bryant, Brandon Jennings, a bunch of players having issues with their calves and Achilles. So you want to make sure you're hitting them with some stretching as well. I like to also do these two stretches, this and the calf and Achilles stretches I'm going to show you in a little bit, before I go to the gym. So I try to get in at least 30 minutes before I go, so the muscles are loose but not asleep. You don't want to be doing static stretches like this right before you work out, except for actually these hip flexor stretches. Those are okay, but the calf stretches, you want to make sure you got about 15 minutes at the most, or at the least, before you go into your workout. Finally, the calf and Achilles stretches. Basically, all I'm going to do for that is I'm going to put my feet, hang them off the step, basically have it on the ball of my foot, and I'm just going to let it hang down with my legs straight. And then I'm going to bend the knee. That's going to hit the Achilles a little more. And again, I'm going to hold these for at least 30 seconds each. Usually I try to go for about a minute because, like I said, for me this is a big problem area, this and my quads and hip flexors, so I really like to hold these stretches for a long time. And then of course you want to make sure you're hitting both sides, so do it with the legs straight. Get this leg out of the way for you, and then bend the knee and hold it as well. Trying to keep that foot all the way down though.
What's up guys, 5:30 a.m. Just got up not too long ago, so if I look a little tired, sound a little tired talking, that's why. But I just want to show you, last night I picked up a bunch of groceries for this cleanse. So I was talking yesterday about colors, and getting different vitamins and minerals. Well, multicolored peppers here, not only are they good for vitamins, but they're delicious. They are sweet. Avocados, some grape tomatoes, blackberries were on sale, so I got a ton of them. Got a ton of raspberries. I love raspberries. Berries are great for you, a lot of B vitamins, and they are high in fiber. Blueberries, cucumbers, some flaxseed, good for your digestion, healthy fats, lots of fiber, and some more almonds. And over here, got some more bananas. Speaking of which, last night we did a bunch of cooking, me and my girlfriend. We made a little bit of brown rice too for dinner, so we have stuff ready. And then we got some lemons, got some strawberries. The lemons though we made chicken, and we put it in this little old Chinese to-go container. But basically we made the chicken with nothing but herbs and spices, a little bit of pepper. So we got a bunch of chicken ready for the week, for at least the next 2-3 days. That'll probably last me. But yeah, no salt added or anything like that. We just cooked it in lemon juice, a little bit of water, and then just put some salt-free types of seasonings and herbs and spices on there to get some flavor. And the other thing, if you guys want the recipe for this, I don't know how many of you guys like to cook, but I made some pancakes out of strawberries, bananas, and oatmeal and eggs. All natural ingredients, no sugar added, no flour, anything like that. So good healthy breakfast option for you basketball players, and they're sweet, so you don't need to put syrup on them. You know, that syrup adds a lot of sugar and stuff you don't need too. So we cooked a bunch of these for the next 2-3 days, to last us. They look like regular pancakes, but you can see there's a little bit of a pinkish tint to them because, like I said, there's strawberries and bananas in them. They're delicious. And, you know, like I said, if you guys want a recipe for anything like this, you know, I mean, I know this isn't a recipe channel, but, you know, stuff like this is good because it's light, so you can eat it before you go play basketball. You know, if you just have 1 or 2 of these, and it shouldn't, you know, give you any issues with your stomach. So if you want a recipe on that, just let me know. So real quick, what I'm going to be doing for breakfast, obviously you got to continue the herbal cleanse. So basically what you have to do for this is you got to take some probiotics before you eat anything, for about a half hour before you eat, to allow that to get in your system. And then at night, I had to take these right here. It's the PM. Basically, it's got some different herbs and stuff like that, and a couple other things in there to help cleanse out your system. You take that right before you go to bed. But I had my probiotics right away this morning. So then after that, I go into the fiber. And again, that's going to help cleanse out my system. I'll show you. Basically, it's a big packet here with some powder in it. Got my shaker bottle filled up here, and I'm gonna just basically dump this in there and then shake it all up, and that'll, you know, make sure it mixes in there real good. Way better than using a spoon. These shaker bottles are awesome if you've never used them. Especially if you're using powders like this, it'll help everything mix a lot better. But I'm gonna take that, and then I'm just gonna have, like I said, you know, some of these pancakes. I'm gonna have 1 or 2 of them, maybe a few strawberries, and I'll probably call it good right about there, and then hit the gym. And again, if you want links on any of this, you know, this cleanse stuff, I'm gonna put a link down below for where you can get the cleanse. And then once you get on the website, you can check out if you just want to buy the individual things too, maybe, or, you know, they have all kinds of different things if you want to check it out. So anyways, about to hit the gym now. Gonna wrap up this episode with that right there. Basically, although what I'm gonna go to the gym to do is to just work on some jump shots, work on some dribble combo moves, working on some on the move type handles, but mainly really working on that jump shot, working on some deep threes, and extending the range a little bit. And real quick before I wrap this up though, I want to show you, got some new Snake basketball t-shirts, as you can see here. If you guys want one of these t-shirts, I got them in this and some other colors. I'm working with a company out in England. They're actually printing them for me and everything. They got these, and then some of the Get Handles t-shirts you might have seen in my other videos where it's the silhouette of me, you know, dribbling the ball. And we also have ones with the new Get Handles logo. Go to snakebasketballclothing.com. I also have a link down below. But if you want, you know, to get some of the t-shirts, you guys can grab them right there. So thanks for watching. I'll have another vlog video coming soon, updating you on how this cleanse is going and just some of the things I'm doing with my workouts and whatnot, to give you some more tips and more advice. One last tip and advice though on this thing that I'm going to be doing today, working on that jump shot, is, hey, that's huge for you. Like, especially if you're a player that's great with handles or not with your jump shot,
you want to make sure you're spending time on that other aspect. So if you have a great jump shot, work on those handles. If you have great handles, work on that jump shot, because that gives you a double option. Makes you pretty much impossible to guard. If you got a good jump shot, now defenders are going to come out on you. So that's going to make it easy for you to drive if you have the handles. Now if you have the handles, a lot of players are going to back off on you. That's going to make it easy for you to get that jump shot off, but you have to be able to hit that jump shot. So working on, you know, the other aspect, now if you can hit the jump shot or drive, now they don't know what to do. That's why Steph Curry's killing it right now. That's why Kyrie Irving kills players, because he has a pretty good jump shot too. So, you know, it's not just about the handles or just about the jump shot. Having a little bit of both is what makes you really, really hard to guard. So anyways, thanks for checking out this episode. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you have any questions or anything about anything that I've covered in this video. And as always, stay tuned for more. And if you haven't yet, head over to gethandles.com. Just click the link in the top right-hand corner of the screen. That'll send you right there. Pop in your email and I'll send you that free professional ball handling workout. Actually, it's a full workout. It's not just ball handling. It works on your entire body, so you can perform better in games. But anyways, make sure you grab that. It's gonna help you a lot. It's 100% free. You just pop in your email and I send it to you right away. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.